So this tent was here. Chief, wait. This tent was here a few weeks ago when I had my last video. And I've seen abandoned Walmart tents in the past. So basically, Missy's with me today and Chief. And it is actually abandoned. Looks pretty rough. I'm going to bring you guys along. I'm going to inspect it and make sure everything's okay. I got my knife with me. Check-in pole, Chief, wait. This is crazy, guys. Don't think there's a dead body, but it's definitely got water in it. This is crazy. Bunch of water bottles. This is just crazy. I'm gonna check through here and then I'll bring you guys back and tell you if I find anything. Okay, so clue number one doesn't always hold true, but it's a cheap tent and it's from Walmart, and usually that shows that it's inexperienced. Clue number two is that the holes are actually going through the rings, and the pin should be stuck in the bottom of the pole, so they didn't set the tent up correctly at all. I kept finding other things that were not consistent. Hey, Chief. I kept finding things that were not consistent for setting up a tent correctly. So that shows that the person was inexperienced. That's the way it goes. And people, they get cold, they get wet, and they get out of there. And they leave their stuff in the woods and they don't go back to get it. So. This looks like someone's total disregard and they just left their crap here. It's pretty disturbing. Maybe we'll come back and break it down tomorrow when we're leaving and try to carry some of this out. But, we have our own stuff to carry, and this is a lot of stuff. So we'll see what we can do. Such a beautiful spot for somebody to do this. It looks like a young couple. I found hair ties, glow sticks, cotton, Walmart tent. This is all standard stuff, and emergency blankets, Mylar. This is all standard stuff that's not that useful once you get into the mountains. And once it gets wet, inexperienced people tend to leave their leaky tent where it stands and leave their Mylar blankets that cause condensation and got them wet in the night. So, they leave that because it's all wet and crinkly, and then this fleece stuff and cotton stuff gets soaked, and so they just leave it all in their empty bottles and broken lighters and hair ties, bunch of stuff sacks, I've seen this probably a dozen times. So anyway. Crazy, right? Disrespectful. So it's the next day, Missy, Chief, and I are wrapping it up, and we're hiking out. So we decided to come get the nice people's tent that they left all their stuff, their tent, and their Mylar blankets, Walmart Ozark Trail tent. If you guys are going to spend money on stuff, if you don't want to buy the good stuff, I would just buy a tarp or something. This is a lot to leave in the woods, and it's heavy to carry. And you would be surprised how many times I find a tent just like this. Maybe it didn't work well, it got them wet, and they just hated it, so they left it. Maybe they got drunk and hung over, then they left it. Who knows? So anyway, I find this kind of crap a lot, so we're going to clean it up. And Here we go. That can be cleaned up. Good stuff will kill that way. It's just junk. That's what the tent came in. This is a broken part of the lighter. Alright guys, so here's where that tent was. We've cleaned that nasty mess up. And this is what we're left with for our Leave No Trace ethics. Alright guys, so this is our Leave No Trace video. Here's where that tent and all that murder scene was. It was pretty scary when we walked up to it. It turns out to be just some not so nice people left all their stuff in the middle of one of our favorite areas. So this is what we're packing out. No idea how we're going to get it all on our packs, but I'll have to carry most of it, I'm sure. Looks like we got a pretty decent tarp out of the deal, pack cover, and maybe the sleeping pad. So, you know, maybe we'll have a few pieces of equipment to get some use out of. But that's Chief and Missy and Joe, and that's also a video response for Jeb and Joe Outdoors. I'll leave a link for Jeb and Joe. And this is our Leave No Trace ethics cleanup. So anyway, some good karma points. Wilderness Rocks and Chief. See you next time.